Hey guys, Eric here. We're going to be working on the upper control arm and sway bar links today on the 2004 Dodge Ram. First thing that needs to be done is the wheel needs to come off. Well, as you guys can see here, tire is now off and put off to the side. I got to replace the sway bar and the upper control arm. As you guys can see here, the boot for where the knuckle sits is pretty damaged. Sizes for up here, I'm not 100% sure, but I will go and get the measurements and be right back. I'll get the sockets. Don't mind this guy here. One side is a 22 and the other side's a 21. So we'll see if we'll be able to get this off. Well, we are a quarter of the way there. I got the bolt with the nut unloosened enough on this side. I'm just working on this side right now. And then I'm going to pop this guy out. And then take a sledgehammer and, I guess, hit on it to get it to drop. But before you guys say anything, yes, I know I'm doing everything backwards. But this is like the easiest part to start. And I don't want to start it right now. So I'm going to work on that after I get this one unloosened a little bit more. Okay, everything is now loose. Now we are going to get a sledgehammer, even if it's a small one, and start tapping here to get it to drop. Just like that, she is now dropped. We can now take off the nut that sits right here. And then we can take off the last, I don't know if I need that, that was a washer. Anyways, now we just got to take off the nuts that are sitting here on each end and pull the bolts out. Just like that, the upper control arm is now out. And as you guys can see, it's definitely in really bad shape because you're not supposed to be able to move this by itself. Plus also the boot's ripped. So let me show you the new one. Anyways, this is the new one. As you guys can see, brand new. Gotta take the plastic cover off, throw it in the garbage. And there's no movement. The boot's not ripped. And in overall, just looks a lot nicer. So let's go and install it. So the same way you undid it, you're going to redo it the same way. Pop it into the spots that they need to be popped into. The best you can. If you need something for leverage to get one side popped up, you can easily do that. I just don't have a flat head, so give me a second. Alright, well once it's popped in, you grab your nuts and bolts that you took off. Let me grab mine here so I can show you. So you're going to grab all these guys with these, and you're just going to put them all back in place the same way you took them out. Just like that, and then we're going to need that as well. Well, once you have everything set in place, you can then find your nut and just kind of have that sit on it for now, because you're going to be doing the opposite side for putting these back in. Don't mind a little bit of a wind noise, but we got both of them popped in. We're now about to pop this back up, the knuckle back up onto the control arm, and then we're going to tighten everything down. And boom, just like that, everything is now popped back into place. Don't mind that, I just kind of put it so I didn't lose it. We got the control arm with the ball joint nut back on with the pin. We got the upper nuts with the bolts put back on with the washers and everything else that it came off with. Now, the only thing that has to be done now on this side is taking out the sway bar bushing to replace it because they won't pass the safety with it being cracked as bad as it is. So now, without any further ado, we're going to get that replaced. Okay, so I have gotten the top nut up a little bit, and I have taken off the bottom nut altogether, as you guys can see here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find a pair of vice grips, place them on here, and then try and get the top nut taken off. Well, she definitely wants to play hardball because all she's doing is stripping down here, and I cannot get a good leverage on the bar here. So we're going to take the grinder and just grind off the top and then put the new one in. Well, it looks like I won, so now we're just going to start popping everything out. I think I'm going to have to lift up this bar a little bit so that way I can get a bit of a grip on it. So that way I can pull it out. Well, I wasn't expecting it to be that easy, but okay. Old one out. New one going in. Right on. Put those guys off. Down and in. Move you over. There we go. And then this size should be a 17. Here's my 17. Let's see if I was right. Yes, I was. Woo! And just like that, we have the upper control arm replaced. We have the sway bar bushing replaced. We still got to replace the lower ball joint, wherever it is here. Right there. We got to do the CV axle on the passenger side. Needless to say, I still got quite a bit of work I got to do on the passenger side. Let's jump onto the driver's side and get the upper control arm and the sway bar replaced today. And then at some point I have to find the stabilizer bushings right in here as well. Well, I kind of ran out of time here, so when you guys see this video, it's going to be on the 26th when I actually release this video, which is going to be the day that you guys are watching it. But yeah, stay tuned. There's still lots to do on this truck. Hey guys, so it is the next day here, and I'm just about to lift up the truck. So now you see it with the tire, and boom, just like that, we got our toolbox, our breaker bar, and the tire put off to the side. Now, like I said, we are going to be working on the upper control arm and the sway bar kit. Guys, there's an issue. I guess maybe it fell off before I bought the truck because I thought it was there, but that could explain a couple things of why it feels so wonky. Because it's missing. Alright, anyways. Next thing to do is remove the bolts and the nuts up at the top. And then we come back and we take this off. So just for safety measures right now, I have left the bolts in place. I am now going to remove this nut here. I believe it was a 17 if I remember correctly. Nope. If I remember correctly, it is also a 21 mil or 22. Let me take the socket off so I can just double check here. Go away, mosquitoes. It's a 22. So I will come back when I have that off. Okay, so we ran into a slight little issue. So let me flip the camera and I'll tell you a bit better. So I popped the ball joint from the knuckle, and now whenever I spin the nut that's left, it moves the whole ball joint itself. So now, I don't know if you can see that, but it's spinning freely in there. So now I have to take my grinder very, very carefully because I did oil it up. And I'm going to cut around to try and get this part off. And we have the new one sitting right there. So it won't take much longer after we get that off. It won't take much longer after we cut it to pop the rest out. So once I have this cut, I'll come back. I'll come back and I'll just let it roll so you can see what I'm doing here. Well, it's a good thing I have to replace the brake calipers anyways, because that's in another video. But I accidentally cut the brake line. Not a big deal. And I also kind of spliced into the ABS, but these are a dime a dozen, so they're easy to get as well. So without any further ado, let's pop the rest of it off. Sorry about the bad angle, I didn't see it until after I was done recording. Old one off. New one going on. It does come with a nipple to put on, so I would suggest putting it on. Like I said in the previous bit, you're going to repeat the process of putting everything back on. So now, with fast forward, let's do that. That small circular plate did not want to go on. You guys probably can't see much, but what I am doing right now is I'm just threading the bolt back on and putting everything back into place. And then you guys can hear my dogs in the background. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pop the ball joint in. Just like that. Now we're going to lock everything in place. I'll come back when everything is tight. Now what I am doing is I'm going to be tightening everything down. I did put the nut on and the pin to hold everything in place there. And then now I'm just tightening down the bolts. Oops, sorry, you guys can't see. Tightening down the bolts at the top. And then we're going to throw the last piece in right there. And then at a later video, or shorts, whatever I decide on doing. I'm going to do the bottom ball joint. Well, we officially got everything tightened on this. Now comes the easy part of putting the other bar in, which just goes right here. Anyways, here's the new one. I had to open up the bag to show you guys, but here it is. New one. Gotta pop the nuts off on both sides. And you just gotta remove that piece. Now all we're gonna do is lift up from here to be able to get this piece popped in, just like that. And push down. Give me 1 second. Pop that piece on, we'll go underneath and we'll do the bottom part here. So just like last time, the nut that's underneath is a 17 mil. You can do it with a wrench, or you can do it with a socket, and that's what I'm doing. I'm putting it onto my drill, and I'm gonna go at it kind of slowly until it pops into place. So the top and the bottom are both 17s. There we have it. It is the two parts that I said I was going to install are now installed. I do have to fix a brake line, which isn't a big deal. It happens to the best of us. Now, the only couple things that are left are the bottom ball joints, the shock absorbers, front and back, both have to be replaced. And then the CV axle. And I don't know about these guys, because these guys look good, but I guess we'll find out when it goes in for the safety here soon. I just mostly wanted to knock out the big items that I know that they're going to complain about, which I am doing. And then I still got the rockers and one cab corner to do. So when I get the chance to do those, I will do another video. But if you guys are liking the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not, thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And hit that bell icon so you can get notified every time I do upload a new video. And with that, this is where I'm going to end the video for now. If there's anything that you guys seen that I missed, drop a comment down below. And I will address it in the next video. Or I will comment back messaging you guys as well. Peace.